Have you ever had an exam that you really need to prepare for and it's just a couple weeks away and you need to start studying immediately because if you don't, we both know it's not going to end pretty. You try to study but you just can't find the motivation to actually get yourself to stare at pages of a book. And also for some weird reason within that time frame, you'll find it easy spending hours and hours watching your favorite series or playing online games and spend at least 3 hours upgrading your town hall. But just spending 30 minutes sitting down and reading can seem like something that feels like an eternity and can easily transform itself to one of the most difficult tasks on the face of the planet. Now, if you're having this problem of finding it difficult to actually get yourself to study, this video is just for you. I'm a 6th year medical student and I can tell you with a certainty that there are times that just entertaining the thought of studying some courses sometimes can even lead to a headache. And most times, getting the motivation to actually study might not actually be there. And in this video, I'll be sharing with you ways on how I actually get myself to study when I do not exactly feel like it. Now, let's get into the video. Now, the first thing that I do when I want to get myself to study is that I try to set goals. Because most times, the reason why we procrastinate on a thing is because we don't really have a clear picture of what we want to accomplish or what we're actually going to be doing when we are actually doing the activity. I mean, just thinking about the activity becomes stressful. Now, a really interesting tweet from Dan Cole really takes this idea home, and it goes like this: creating a clear plan will solve 75% of your procrastination issues, and not being a B word will actually fix the remaining 25%. I try my best to create, it doesn't even need to be an elaborate plan. I just create like a mental picture of what I want to accomplish within a particular time frame, and just having that picture of what I want to accomplish actually gives me more motivation to study. And when I'm studying, I know I'm studying with a clear purpose and direction. It kind of helps reduce that friction compared to when you have no plan at all. The next thing that can really help you is creating a time block. Now, what is a time block? A time block is basically picking a particular time in your calendar on your day that you're going to do whatever it is that you actually want to do. Most of us, we have busy lives, and if we do not create like appointments with ourselves, other people are going to actually create appointments for us. Now, usually when I know I need to study for something, I try my best to look at my calendar for the week or for the day and create a slot within my day that I set an appointment for myself to do that task, like reading for an exam or reading for a particular topic. Now, why this helps is that it kind of gives me like a psychological feeling that my time is important, and I kind of feel like a businessman when I do it. Like, I don't know, it kind of gives you a good excuse when people come up with different agendas that they want you to do, and you can easily just say no, that you actually have something already planned for that time. In the reverse case, when you actually do not set appointments for yourself, you can easily go about doing other things for other people, and at the end of the day, you may not really have enough time to do the most important things for yourself. Okay, now I think it's getting too hot here, so now, another thing I do is finding out what is important and what isn't. Whatever exam that you want to write, whatever thing that you want to do, you're probably not the only one that's done it. Now, if you are trying to study for an exam, there are people who have done it before and probably know what you actually need to focus on and what you shouldn't focus on. Now, sometimes one of the reasons why we feel a kind of resistance towards studying is because we are not exactly sure what is important and what isn't. And it kind of feels like we're just throwing spaghetti on the wall and seeing what sticks when we study. And one mind is telling you, okay, if I study this, there's a probability that it's going to be useless. I'm going to be probably wasting my time. And another man is like, okay, maybe you're not going to be wasting your time. So like that dilemma going on in your head is kind of like distracting from what actually matters, which is actually studying. Or if you're writing an external exam and you cannot really find those people, you can easily go online, go through past papers, and you find out what is actually important for that exam. So when you're actually studying, you know that you're pinpoint focused on what will actually yield results. And this point actually stems from the idea of the 80-20 rule. Now, the 80-20 rule basically says that 80% of the results will come from 20% of the outputs. If we were to use that logic into your exams, it's going to basically look like this: 80% of the questions will come from only 20% of the study material. And if you have written any exam ever, you notice that only about 20% of what you study for come out 80% of the time in the exam, and the other 20% that you see in the exam are actually kind of scattered from 80% of the study material that may not be as relevant as the 20%. And now another thing that helps my motivation when I want to study is finding a tribe of like-minded people. Now, what is a tribe? Now, your tribe is basically your group or your clique, and you guys pursue a common goal. Now, countless times I've actually been in a situation where I have made up my mind that I'm not going to study for a particular course because I feel it's useless to me. But most times when I meet up with my friends and we talk, there's always this one friend that will actually take this course seriously. And because of that one friend, I will eventually find myself taking this course seriously than I would have actually taken it if I was left to my own devices. Now, this is kind of like peer pressure, but on reverse. Guys, be careful who you surround yourself with, because you're basically an average of the 5 people you spend most of your time with. Now, the 5th step is creating rewards. Now, most times you can be tempted into going into full hustle mode, like work. You finish the task, go to the next one, finish the next one, go to the other one. It's quite easy to fall into this trap of toxic hustle culture where you don't really sit down and try and appreciate what you've actually done so far. Now, what I do to actually help myself not to fall into this danger of hustle culture is that I actually create rewards for myself. The act of me rewarding myself, it kind of gives me a motivation to actually want to do the next thing. I kind of create a situation where I don't feel like I'm working myself to the bone. I'm kind of having fun while in the process of actually doing what is important by creating rewards for myself. I mean, it could be treating yourself with pizza, it could be going out with your friends, it could be doing something that just takes you out of that work mode and into kind of like a relaxed state. So when you actually do enter work mode, you are kind of recharged to actually do more and not fall into burnout. But because of not really taking the time to actually appreciate what you've done, or rewarding yourself and just laying back and just chilling so you can recharge yourself for the next work session that's gonna come next. And guys, if you like this video, please don't forget to hit the like button, it helps the algorithm. Don't forget to subscribe. And guys, if you really enjoyed this video, I think you're really gonna love this video on the screen right now, which is looking at you, waiting for you to click on it and enjoy it. And like always, guys, remember to always keep it real. Bye, guys.